Brett Acosta from SVG, back with another edition of SVG SportsTech On Demand for you, talking to the technology leaders in the sports video industry. And we have the distinct pleasure now to be joined by one of those individuals. He's Gordon Brooks. He's the CEO and executive chairman of Zixi. Gordon, always a pleasure to see you. How you doing, sir? Hope everyone's well.
Everything's great, Brandon. We're thriving in the remote world here, so
Sure.
we all have to. So
Good. Great to hear it. Great to hear it. It's been fascinating over the past handful of years to see Zixi just grow in size. Back when we used to be able to go to trade shows, it just seemed like your booth got bigger and bigger and more exciting every single year. And your software-defined video platform has certainly evolved. Let's get a little bit of an update on how Zixi is not only becoming a much more critical part of so many sports producers' workflows, but how has the technology continued to evolve in this very interesting and challenging time in the sports video industry?
Absolutely. If you don't mind, I'll share just a couple slides to kind of give you an idea of how we've been evolving, because I think a lot of people think about us as, more as a protocol, and we're just so much more than that. We're really a software-defined video platform. So Brandon, our domain experts have spent the last 14 years perfecting one thing, and that is live broadcast quality video over IP. And that's really any IP. That's the open internet, that is fiber, that's low orbit satellite, that's also cellular, and we're doing a ton in 5G, and I think that's really exciting for the sports world. But that one thing has gotten very, very complex because as IP has become more and more adopted because of the need for localization and virtualization and movement to the cloud, we've gone from point to point to point to multi-point, and now really anywhere to anywhere. And so just as a reminder, we're a software-defined video platform, so we are all software-defined, running in the cloud, at the edge, or in a private cloud. And we're used by traditional broadcasters, but everybody from OTT broadcast services, service providers, gaming. We're doing live holograms now. That's going to be used in a very interesting sporting context that I can't really talk about yet, but next time we talk, we'll share it. And it's used to really manage and distribute these live events and live linear channels over any IP network, over any protocol. So obviously we have the Zixi protocol, and we're known for that. It's the best, but we support really every other protocol out there on the market. So we're future-proofing our platform, any cloud provider, and any edge device. So today we have about 100,000 Zixi instances around the world. We're deployed in over 100 countries. We have over 700 media and sports customers, 250 plus technology partners that have our software integrated. And today we're collecting about 3 billion telemetry data points a day to feed our intelligent data platform, which is something that we're just announcing next week, actually. And that is really to use AI and ML and advanced analytics to make sure we're giving a perfect sporting event to the customer every time. And that gives you unmatched global network anywhere to anywhere. And these are just a few of our sports customers. And I'll end this here, and we can finish talking without the slides on.
There's some heavy hitters there, Gordon. I mean, as you mentioned, this is not just the days of the point to point are long gone. And now it's literally, as you said, anywhere to anywhere, everywhere to everywhere. That can be a lot of scale, and that can be awfully challenging. So when you look at where we kind of sit in the sports production world today, we've seen some technologies evolve faster than we thought they would, mostly out of necessity over what's happened in the world over the past 12 months. But when you kind of try to boil it down, what do you think is the biggest challenge facing live sports production or distribution right now? And how does some of what Zixi's doing kind of help mitigate some of those challenges?
Well, I think the greatest challenge, I think the world's virtualizing, right? And more is going to be done remotely, pandemic or no pandemic. I think it's going to stick. And we've obviously been helping a lot of customers in this last year, that's a really tough year, do that. But I think one of the biggest challenges is, okay, how do you virtualize the sports world? How do you become tetherless? And how do you take advantage of 5G and 4G LTE, the advanced 4G stuff? I think those are things that everybody's got to be thinking about. And that we're doing a lot of that with our customers like the NHL. So we've done a lot in the last year to help them virtualize. We're doing some work right now with we have a Zixi On Air app on a 5G phone, and we're placing them strategically in the rink so that they can do games with less officials on the ice. So that's just really taking a 5G or 4G LTE stream through a phone, which has great cameras now, and allowing the vantage points just with phones. So some interesting stuff going on out there that people really hadn't really thought about even 12 months ago.
Sure. Are there any specific solutions or products that are relatively new to the portfolio right now? What should people be on the lookout for in terms of what Zixi's offering currently?
Well, I mean, certainly our ZenMaster platform is continues to grow and expand and provide more and more telemetry and more root cause analysis if something does go wrong. But we also introduced an intelligent data platform, which is collecting this 3 billion telemetry data points across all of our clients, and actually doing things like health score, predicting outages, event correlation. So beyond eyes on glass, what you really want is you want head notice in advance of a potential issue, as opposed to when you see it on the screen, right? Mm-hmm. And so we're doing a lot with machine learning and AI to do that, to actually predict outages. Sometimes, typically an hour or two before they happen. So it's taking hundreds and hundreds of different things, that data points and alerts you could get individually, but you couldn't assimilate as a person, and putting those all together and then looking for the patterns and alerting and predicting people.
That's very cool. Yeah, that machine learning and AI side is really, really exciting, and certainly something that's only by definition going to continue to get better day in and day out, which is very, very cool. Gordon, you talked a little bit about this, but I'd love to get your thoughts. And I know it's kind of unfair in today's environment to ask people what 6 months to 12 months from now is going to look like, because it's good luck with that. But when you do look ahead, you talked a little bit about some of the things that might stick as people have maybe gotten comfortable with some workflows that either that took a while to come along, or maybe they never thought that they would do. But they also, hopefully, God willing, see a light at the end of the tunnel of what we've kind of been going through lately, and we can get back to whatever the normal is that we hope it can be, where people can kind of be together. So when you look ahead to the next 6 months to 12 months, what do you see? How do you see this all playing out? Do you see a lot of what the industry has had to do lately sticking, or do you see some going back to the way things were?
No, I think a lot's going to stick, and a lot of it's been Frankenstein together out of necessity. And so then, how do you productionize that, and how do you make it elegant? Which is what we're helping our customers do, is to take those things that you want to do, hopefully that you don't need to do, right? But that you want to do, whether it be remote or experiential or things like that. And do it in a way that it's all an integrated, managed, highly scalable, highly reliable platform, a solution.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very.
But I see our customers doing cool things. We've got MasterCard and American Airlines creating unique sports experiences for their top customers, and so it's not what you think of as your typical sports use case, but taking the Zixi On Air app and phones, and going to doing a private golf lesson with the head pro live at Pebble Beach, right, for only their top 3,000 or 5,000 customers or something like that. So you see all sorts of interesting workflows around that. We're going to be doing a bunch of production. We're doing production work for distribution satellite replacement using 5G and 4G LTE. Right now, we've got a client going public with that, what we're doing very soon. But we're doing Olympic-based pilots and things like that all around 5G. And it's not just, in-venue stuff, it's the B2B long haul of it. So some really interesting stuff happening, and it's happening much faster than even I thought it was going to happen.
Yeah, I think that's true for all of us, but you guys are doing a fantastic job keeping up. And we appreciate all the work that you folks at Zixi are doing to keep the sports video production industry on the cutting edge of things, even at a very challenging time. So thank you so much for that. And thank you so much for taking the time today, Gordon. Really appreciate it. Great to talk to you.
My pleasure. Always great talking to you.
He is Gordon Brooks, CEO and Executive Chairman of Zixi. For more from Zixi and for more interviews from other technology leaders from around the industry, head on over to the SVG SportsTech On Demand series at sportsvideo.org.